These are the side hustles I used to make $1,500 in the month of May. I'll be breaking down each side hustle, how you can get started yourself, giving you my real results, and I think this is important, real results for each of the side hustles that I tried, as well as giving each side hustle a grade so you can figure out if it's actually worth your time or not. If you're interested in making money online, realistic ways to make money online, do not forget to subscribe and smash the like button. We do this every single week. We try out new ways, we detail what works. I don't have anything to sell you, I never will. My goal is to bring transparency to a space where there are a lot of liars. Before we get into the side hustles, I want to give you my monthly screenshot of income. As you can see, this year has been pretty excellent so far. Every single month has been over $1,000. And last month I hit around $1,496 or $1,500. Sorry, I rounded up. I guess I lied. As an average, I made around $1,353 every single month. Excellent. That is enough talk. What is the first side hustle? The first side hustle is dividend investing. I made nearly $450, $454 to be exact, using dividend investing. This is all of my proof. I got paid multiple times through dividends. What are dividends? Dividends are actually pretty easy to understand. If you look at the biggest companies around you, whether Google, Microsoft, or even Pepsi and Coca-Cola, they sell products and services. For example, if Pepsi sells a Pepsi bottle, they have some costs that go into making that Pepsi, tons of sugar, taking that Pepsi and then selling it at different shops and different supermarkets, and then also paying their accountants and their researchers some money to keep on developing better versions of Pepsi. Once they're done subtracting all these costs from their selling price, they get what is called profit. Now here, every company can do one of two things with this profit. A, they can reinvest this back into the business and grow it even further, or B, they can give it out to the shareholders. This is where dividend investors like myself and millions of other people come in. If you're a shareholder in any of these dividend paying companies, you're entitled to their profit if they actually pay dividend. Pepsi pays dividend, Google pays dividend, Apple pays dividend, tons and tons of companies that you and I both know and love and use pay dividends. Question you might have is, what happens if one of these companies that I invest in goes bankrupt? Let's say I invest in Pepsi or Google or Apple and they just don't make a profit anymore, they close down business and go bankrupt. Well, this is where ETFs or exchange traded funds come in. These funds hold a basket of companies. Think of it this way, the US market or any country's market is made up of thousands of companies. ETFs hold these companies in proportion of their market cap. For example, Apple is a valuable company, Microsoft is a valuable company, Nvidia is a valuable company, but at the same time, there's hundreds of other companies in the US. An index that tracks these companies is the S&P 500 that holds the 500 biggest companies in the United States. So you're holding not just Apple, Nvidia, and Microsoft, you're holding 500 different companies. This ensures that your money is safe and grows consistently as the US economy grows. This is where most of my money is invested. ETFs tracking the S&P 500, ETFs tracking the TSX 60, and the NASDAQ 100, three very popular ETFs. If you're interested in dividend investing, it is very easy to get started. Just search stock market investing plus the name of your country. If you're in Asia, if you're in Africa, if you're in Europe, if you're in Australia, literally if you're in any continent except Antarctica, you can start dividend investing and you can start getting paid monthly for your holdings. There's literally no excuse for you not to invest in dividends. You don't even have to invest in the US stock market. You can invest in Europe, Australia, wherever you want. Just get started and you'll thank your future self later on. When I started, I made literally $2-3 for every ETF, and now I'm making more than $100 for the same ETFs. For me, this is an A+ side hustle, completely passive, the only passive side hustle that I've ever come across. I've tried many on this channel and failed miserably at many as well, but this one is something that has always been a success and I think always will continue to be a success. The second side hustle that paid me money was freelancing, in particular Fiverr.com. This is all my proof. I made nearly $750 using Fiverr. One of my best months yet, I think my second best month ever, and this just consistently continues to grow as I get more reviews and I let time just be time. What is Fiverr.com? Fiverr.com is a freelancing website. You can sign up and provide services to clients looking for services in literally anything. If you like logo designing and you're a good designer, you can sell logos on Fiverr.com. If you're a writer and you are creative, you can sell writing services on Fiverr.com. If you, like me, like programming and have some experience, you can sell programming services on Fiverr.com. If you like fashion, you can literally give people fashion advice on Fiverr.com. I am not joking, there's people selling fashion advice. And the best part of Fiverr.com is you can sell not just in your own country, but internationally. For example, I'm in Canada, but I can sell to clients in the US, in Europe, in Australia, in Asia, in Africa, everywhere. Your clientele is international. Signing up on Fiverr.com is the easy part. All you need is an email and a PayPal account or a Payoneer account. So 200 plus countries qualify for that. The hard part is actually getting clients and getting reviews, which is where I want to focus most of this video and most of my advice on. Step number one is actually selling something that you're good at. I really want you to think about this a bit. If you sell logos, if you're a writer, if you are a programmer, or if you are a fashionista, there's thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people just like you out there in the world. So in in order for you to set yourself apart, you need to sell something that you're good at, or you're not going to be able to deliver quality and sustain a long-term freelancing business. If you're not good at anything, just find something on the internet. I'll leave a link down in the description of some very hot freelancing niches that don't require a university degree or some sort of formal educational background. All right, once you have that thing that you're good at and things that you can sell products on, the next part is pricing low. I really want you to think about this again. There's people that have been selling on Fiverr.com for years. They have thousands of reviews, thousands of happy clients, thousands of repeat clients. If I or you are a customer and are going on Fiverr.com, why would I hire someone with no reviews selling at the same price? That just doesn't make sense. You have to sell lower than the competition to give buyers an incentive to take a risk on you. This is exactly what I did. My niche is career services. I help people particularly prepare for interviews and ace the job hunting process. I noticed that people are selling at $80, $90, $100, even $150 in this niche when I started. But I couldn't price this high because I had no reviews, and these people had hundreds and dozens of reviews. So what I did is I sold at $5. That is correct. I sold at the lowest price possible. I would actually sell for free if I could, but I can't on Fiverr.com. This helped people justify the risk they took when they actually bought my service with no reviews. At $5, I over-delivered every single time. I got many happy clients, and now I'm able to charge $60 per hour for the same services. This took me more than a year to build, but I had to sustain that first 4 or 5 months of selling at minuscule prices. In Toronto, a coffee is $5. Actually, a coffee is $8 now at these fancy hipster places. So I couldn't even afford a coffee with an hour or 2 hours of work. But now I can price higher because I stayed consistent and I believed in my work. The third and most important thing is going to be consistency. You have to stay consistent and you have to give your gigs time. Getting the gig up is the easy part. You can search up how to optimize your Fiverr gig on ChatGPT or even on YouTube and get a fully optimized gig and be actually good at what you're selling. But if you don't give your gig time to get impressions, you're going to fail miserably. Hoping to make tens of thousands of dollars in the first few months on Fiverr.com is unrealistic. Do something you're actually good at, stay consistent, price low, and don't really look at this as a way of quitting your 9 to 5 or something that you hate, because that is realistically not going to happen in the first year, 2, or even 3. This is a long-term game, a long-term struggle. Think about this and really take a moment. If this was so easy, if freelancing, making money online, side hustling was so easy, literally everybody and their mom would quit their jobs and just be a freelancer. For me, Fiverr.com or freelancing in general is a B+ side hustle. There is tons of income potential. As I'm seeing now, I'm able to charge $60, $70, $80 per hour of work, which is amazing. But at the same time, not everybody's gonna have the patience and the necessary, courage required to stay consistent. You're gonna fail, you're gonna not get enough money made in the first few months, but you have to stay consistent and just fight through it. The third side hustle that actually made me money was crypto staking. Crypto is an industry that is extremely volatile. You've heard of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many other cryptocurrencies going up and down, like a roller coaster. But this is where staking comes in as a way for you to get some reward back in the near term. Staking is a reward for certifying transactions on the blockchain. Every transaction on the blockchain needs to get certified. And if you lend your crypto to certify it, you get a reward for it. The reward ranges on the cryptocurrency you actually hold. I hold Ethereum because I think Ethereum has the best ecosystem, the most amount of companies developing on it, and is solving some interesting problems in the finance and legal space. I get around 2.25% or 3% depending on the time of the year as a staking reward. This turns out to be around $65 every single year, so that's around $5 a month, but it is a nice benefit to hold on to my Ethereum in the short term. I'm not going to see most of my return in Ethereum or crypto in general in the next 2 or 3 years. This is a long-term play, a multi-decade play potentially. For me, staking is a C side hustle. You're not going to make enough money. I don't recommend this to anybody personally. And crypto is extremely volatile, so everything you put in, just make sure that you're okay with losing it. Investing in crypto is as simple as investing in the stock market. Just search crypto investing plus your country. Literally any continent except Antarctica, you should be able to invest in crypto. Actually, I don't know how that works. What if you have an account here, but you go to Antarctica and you still want to buy stocks? Can you do that? I think you should be able to. The fourth side hustle, and I throw this in as a bonus, even though I didn't use this month, I have used this before to make money, is user research. Companies out there making products and making services, apps, websites, etc., need your feedback on them. For example, if you are into fashion and you like boots a lot, there's companies selling boots that need your feedback on their boot products or their boot website selling boots. And this is where we come in. These companies reach out to user research websites which contact people like us to provide that feedback. One of these websites is called usertesting.com. I've used this to make over $1,000. This website pays you anywhere from $10 to $60, even $90 for giving your feedback. All you need is a microphone and a laptop and you'll be able to start doing these surveys. The $60 and $90 surveys actually require you to set up an interview time time and talk through the product with an actual person from the company. But the $10 surveys take around 10 to 15 minutes to complete. So that means if you do 3 of these, you make $30 every single hour. Now, mind you, you're not going to qualify for each of these surveys. Some surveys you'll start filling out information and find out you're not the target audience. Even with the surveys you don't qualify for, I think the hourly rate for this is around $20 per hour, which is extremely high. Another website, if you don't have access to user testing, that I really like is userinterviews.com. This is the same concept, except the surveys are much longer, but also pay more. A third website in this user research niche is prolific.com. Prolific is particularly a survey website. These surveys pay less. Some pay even £1 or £2, but they're also more frequent and allow you to work at your own pace. If you don't want to be vocal, if you don't have a microphone, if you just don't want to show your face, for example, this is the right side hustle for you because you can get paid a couple extra pounds for 10 to 15 minutes of your time and filling out some surveys. All right, those are the side hustles at work, but I also want to talk about some failures because I think talking about failures in a space where everything is good and everybody's making millions of dollars is important. I failed at a lot of things this month. The first thing I failed at was answering questions for money. There's side hustles that claim that you can respond to questions and make money. I tried this out and I failed miserably. I also failed at starting a TikTok from scratch to make money. I got no followers, the TikTok algorithm did not love me, and I failed. Also, I failed at starting a YouTube channel from scratch and making money. I started a channel talking about food documentaries. I got some subscribers and some likes, but I made no money. Failures are part of life. It's part of making money online as well. Most of the things you'll try, you'll actually fail at, but if I stop, I would not have made $1,500 this month. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to subscribe and smash the like button. We do this every single week. We try out new ways to make money online. My goal is always full honesty and transparency. I don't have a course to sell you. I don't have a Discord membership. I'm just a guy trying to make some money online. I'll see you next week.